Hello friends, Music Man from upstairs. I've kind of abandoned my man cave. Anyway, I'm here to give an update on the Highlander Hybrid 2006 and to tell you what my experiences have been with it for the last 2 years. And so let's get to it, coming at you. So the Toyota Highlander Hybrid, the 2006-2007 model. There was only 2 years of this, and in 2008 they had the same hybrid system, but they changed the look of the vehicle. And so anyway, that's the one I'm talking about. It's a pretty basic looking vehicle. They're all over the place. It looks exactly the same as any 2001 to 2007 Toyota Highlander. We like the thing so much, we bought a regular Highlander that is it's like some kind of golden beige color. Anyway, my experience, the last 2 years I have owned the Highlander Hybrid. One thing that's been in the back of my mind is the battery, because everybody asks me, the battery. When is the battery going to go? Well, the battery is not of concern from what I've seen. The battery is charging up and working exactly the way it did the day I bought the car. And now it has 140,000 miles on it. When I bought it, it had 110. And so the battery's doing fine. Now it's strange that I was asked for an update just today. Somebody asked me, would you update about the Highlander Hybrid? Well, here's the update. First of all, the thing is absolutely reliable. I haven't had any problems with it until today, and I will tell you what that was. It's something that can happen with any car. I haven't had nothing go wrong with it. Its brakes, believe it or not, I've driven it now from 110 to 140,000 miles, and when I started driving it, I was concerned about the brakes because they were half. And so I keep going in and having my brakes checked, and now they're still 40% after all those miles. And they explained to me it's because the hybrid system, the regenerative effect causes the brakes not to wear out as quickly. And that's great. So it's powerful, it's economical. I drive it about a 4-hour trip regularly, and it on the interstate in my state, the speed limit is 80 miles an hour. I drive it at 80 miles an hour, and it gets about 25.5 miles per gallon on the interstate. Now, the thing that's surprising to me is I expected it to get better gas mileage in town, which it does not. It gets about 23 miles per gallon in town. I will say that is better gas mileage than the regular Highlander. I tend to get in the high teens around town with the regular Highlander that has the 3.3 liter V6 in it. And on the interstate, I get about 20 miles a gallon. Now, when you slow it down to about 75, 65, you can get up to 25 miles per gallon. But driving on the interstate at 80, it gets about 20 miles to the gallon. And so it is one thing that's really surprising about this hybrid that I own is the power. It has incredible passing power. It is really fun to drive with a car that has 270 horsepower. That is as small as this Toyota Highlander is. But the power is not what makes it so great. It's the entire package and the things that it does so amazingly well. It's comfortable to ride in. We rented a Cadillac X5 when we went down to visit my family in the South, and the seats about killed us because we were used to the Highlander seats, and we couldn't believe how uncomfortable they were. So the seats are absolutely comfortable. Everything works great with the car. I did buy another display unit for $800 And the reason is because they're starting to fade when they get hot under the sun. And that's something I'm going to pop in there. I just haven't gotten around to doing it. The other thing that's just happened today is I climbed in it and we had the hottest day we've had in a long time. And the air conditioning is not is not blowing cold air. So I take it to the local Toyota dealer here, because that's one thing you got to know about owning a Highlander is an esoteric machine. It's like buying a Mercedes, except it's more reliable, or buying a BMW, but it's more reliable. So I take it into them and they diagnose it. They put this dye through it and they discover there's a pinhole leak in the condenser. And so probably hit by a rock. I drive it a lot on the interstate at high speeds. So what about the hybrid system? I haven't had problem one with it. It charges up, it runs great, it's powerful, it does well. I've been very, very pleased with it. The only thing that I have done my research, and I have talked to Toyota mechanics personally, and they are having now some Toyota Highlanders come in. Usually they have over 200,000 miles, but they are having to change the battery now. And not mine. I haven't had to look at my battery yet. Mine has 140,000 miles on it, but they're coming in now with being 13 years old and over 200,000 miles. And the local Toyota dealer here has had to change one, and they charged them $4,000 to do it. So my advice to you is, if you're going to buy a Highlander and it's going to be an older used one, I would definitely put some money aside. I'd be financially responsible and put $4,000 aside to get that battery replaced when it comes due, because the car's going to keep running. I mean, it runs like the day I bought it. It's like they don't age, and the hood is still shiny. Another thing is there's some groups out there, and I'll just share this with you. One called Greenbean. And they serve a lot of states across the United States, and they will come and they will take your hybrid battery out of your car, whether it be a Highlander or a Prius or any other type of hybrid, and they will, for a huge discount, put a remanufactured battery in your car with a 5-year warranty. Now, for the Highlander, it's about $3,000, which I think is pretty reasonable. If it remains reliable, if it doesn't start, doing like a lot of Toyotas I've owned, and after 200,000 miles, just one thing after another starts breaking on it, and that's when you have to start fishing further upstream. Anyway, there's my report on the Highlander Hybrid and some information for you if you're going to buy one. There's one locally here for sale with 302,000 miles on it, original battery, original hybrid system. The guy said nothing's been touched. So that's the kind of reliability you're talking about out of these vehicles. But do you have to realize this hybrid is 13 years old? So when Toyota says that it's going to last the life of the car, you have to wonder what they're thinking. My thinking is somewhere between 150 to 200,000 miles, you better be looking at your options for replacing the hybrid battery. That's just my advice to you. I hope this helps. Take care. Enjoy happy motoring. See ya.